kick is blocked from Zuderveld. It's loose. How? What?
And welcome to Sim Football Pregame, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Week 6 action here on this Sunday. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, doing good, Cam. And I just first want to mention, man, thoughts and prayers out to all our friends and family in the SFL nation and across the country. Thoughts and prayers with these guys. I know firsthand how devastating the effects of a hurricane and storms can be. So thoughts and prayers to everyone over there along the Louisiana Gulf Coast and surrounding areas. Hopefully you guys can hunker down, stay safe, and, our prayers are with you.
We have 3 different team owners in this area of Louisiana, including the Louisiana Revolution team itself down there in Houma, Louisiana, and that Ida is heading right for them. So we wish them all the best. Their team is traveling to Atlanta today, and that's the game that we have next. But prayers to everyone in Louisiana and all of our SFL nation and all of your family nation back home. All right, Mike, to football today. We've got a lot of divisional matchups on tap. Mm-hmm. We've got 2 coming up here in the first block with Louisiana and Atlanta, Carolina, Jacksonville. Baltimore, D.C. is later today. That is a divisional game, along with a pair of 3-2 teams, London and Portland, who are trying to make splashes in the playoffs for the first time. But first, these big divisional matchups and the spotlight one in the East with Louisiana and Atlanta.
Yeah, Cam, division rivalries and high playoff positioning games are all over the schedule for this weekend. But we're starting right now today in the East, as you mentioned. 2-3 Louisiana, winners of 2 in a row, are traveling to 3-2 Atlanta. They're winners out of, they've 1-1 out of the last 2. The offense in Atlanta has struggled over the past couple of weeks, but their defense last weekend stepped up huge and were key to a victory over London last weekend. And then we're looking at our second game on the slate. We look at perennial playoff participant Jacksonville. They're going up against who I like to call Team Heartbreak, the Carolina Skyhawks. This is a very, very big game for both teams. Jacksonville is looking to build off of their first win of the season last week against St. Louis. Meanwhile, Carolina, they're hoping to keep their name in this playoff conversation, Cam, and get back to 500 with a victory over Jacksonville today.
Yeah, they do not want to see the Jacksonville Kings creeping up on them from behind after that 0-4 start for Jacksonville. That's the last thing that Carolina wants. We will have kickoff from Atlanta after this commercial break. Chris Curtis and Ryan Caudell have the call. Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter are on stats for that game. You are watching the SFL presented by APM Music on For the Fans. Week 6 coverage continues next.
for the fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Hey look, high above Atlanta, Georgia, in the deep south, just a few miles away from Atlanta International Airport, it's the Hive. It's the site of this week 6 matchup of the Hive hosting the Louisiana Revolution. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody. It's Chris Curtis, it's Ryan Caudill. As we go to field level, we are just about ready for a divisional matchup in the East. Atlanta sitting on top of everybody else who's sitting at 2 and 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge matchup for Atlanta, for Louisiana. We have a lot of teams in this division at 2 and 3, and Louisiana is one of them. If they can take this game, they can round that corner, bring themselves up to 3 and 3, bring them even with Atlanta. But for Atlanta, if they win this, they move to 4 and 2. They have the lead in this division by a comfortable game margin, and that really sets them up for success going through the rest of this season in the back half of this regular season.
It will be a tall order for Louisiana, not only being on the road, but also going up against a pretty good defense in Atlanta as well. Number 1 rush defense in yards per game, but Louisiana comes in with a top 5 offensive rush yards per game as well.
Every Louisiana offensive drive, I'm going to be looking at this running back matchup, how Reggie Streeter is going to navigate these tough channels. Aquinas Shine is having a great year just like every single season. So it's going to be a very tough matchup, and it's going to be very exciting to watch.
Want to give our well wishes to those of you in the path of Hurricane Ida. Obviously, it's right headed towards Houma, the home city of this Louisiana Revolution team. Stack Up Stadium right in its crosshairs. We want to obviously send well wishes and good blessings to everybody that is in the path of that. Please take shelter when you can and where you can when that hits. This will be a kick to the end zone. Atlanta starting off with the football, return to about the 22-yard line, and that is where this first drive is going to get us started. Mark Chisholm, Chris Porter on stats, Chris Curtis, Ryan Caudill in the booth with you as we start this first offensive drive for Atlanta, and we bring on Bryant Dynasty for his first series.
Yeah, leading a great offense, a great pass offense for this team. We'll see how they get started against Louisiana.
Get the offensive roster here in just a minute. 1st and 10 with split back formation for Dynasty. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Has the football, quick drop back, throw, and gets hit as he threw. That's going to be over the middle. And first catch of the game is first throw of the game is complete to Boo Chisholm. And that, Ryan, we were just talking about it before game, is going to put him past the 10,000 yard mark for his career in the SFL.
Yeah, he only needed 2 yards to do it, and he gets it on the first throw of the game, puts himself well over that milestone, and he got many, many more yards to come.
Second down and 5 for Dynasty, 2nd and 4 for Dynasty and Company. 2 to the right. Has the football, looks to throw it over the middle again. That's a crossing pattern, 1st down and more, gets it to the 36-yard line. 37 is where they're going to mark him. That is a good start for Dynasty, 2 for 2.
And Atlanta out of the gate throwing the ball. They have a great passing offense, so this makes sense for them in Louisiana. Louisiana's strength on defense is their rush attack, so it makes sense for Atlanta to be attacking through the air.
Haven't forgotten about rosters. We'll get that after this play, hopefully, if they let us. This will be through the middle. BDG Hollywood stopped just behind the line of scrimmage. He will lose nothing, gain nothing. 2nd and 10. Bryant Dynasty, we've talked about BDG Hollywood, who just had that rush. Mitchell O'Brien's going to flank him as the fullback. BDG and Mitchell O'Brien also threats in the passing game, along with Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm, Ryan Roosevelt, your 3 wide receivers. Jamal Wooding, your tight end. Sammy Steele's doing kicking today. He was 2 for 2 a week ago with 32 yards being his long. We're ready for a 2nd and 10 for Atlanta. Handoff BDG again. He's going to have some speed burrowing through the middle, and he's going to find himself 7 yards, making a manageable 3rd down for the 4th best 3rd down offense in the league today.
Yeah, they've been really unstoppable on 3rd down, and BDG Hollywood has been a big part of that in that run game. He's so good in those trenches, getting those quick yards.
Actually, correction, number 2 in 3rd down offense. This is going to be a play through the middle, and that's not going to go. 3rd down fails against the Louisiana defense, and Hollywood's taken down. 4th down coming, and it'll be a punt coming up for the Swarm.
Yeah, do not get it done here on offense, and we see the rush defense of Louisiana come into play. They're number 6 in the league, and they showed why they are there on that play.
Chance for the Revs to get a decent return back. Should be Mike Twinscrew back for the punt return. It was nearly blocked. That was dangerous, but it will get the kick off down to the 25 and return to the 27. I'm sorry, 20 to 21. No further than that. 1st and 10 for the Revolution, and we bring in rookie quarterback Tommy Utah, who did not have a great week last week. However, he did do enough to get Reggie Streeter in positions to score, and the Revolution came out with a win because of it.
And this is going to be a good chance for him to test his arm against the 19th ranked pass defense.
Under center split backs for Utah. Utah to throw on 1st down. Off to the right. That is tapped away and incomplete. That is good work by the linebackers for the Atlanta Swarm. And let's talk about the offense for the Revolution. Tommy Utah, Reggie Streeter. We talked about those two. Reggie Streeter being the running back, Cameron Collier, the fullback. You have Chase Earl and Mike Twinscrew, along with B.E. Robo, your 3 wide receivers, and Garrison Blue, your tight end. We'll get to Atlanta's defense here in just a second if they give us an opportunity. Chance for Utah under center. Single back. Looking to throw it. Moves up in the pocket. Throws over the middle. That one's caught. Very, very tight seam to fit that ball into, and he did just that. 1st and 10 for the Revs, and that is B.E. Robo, his first catch.
Yeah, Tommy Utah, a rookie, stepping up in the pocket, making a great play there. He knows the pocket is collapsing on him. He steps up, gives himself that extra half second, and that's exactly what he needed, and that was exactly the window that he had to get that ball to Robo, get that 1st down.
2 to the right, 1 to the left for Utah. Looks to throw it. Up in the pocket, throws left side, tipped and incomplete. That's going to be towards the sideline. Nothing doing. 2nd and 10. Chris Porter and Billy Ray Valentine lead your defensive ends for the Swarm. Defensive tackles Leo Jefferson and Joshua Williams. Linebackers Quanta Shine, the newly minted Hall of Famer, along with Garrett Hudson and Cree Higgins. Cornerbacks Jack Napier and Jay Rock, along with Jay Miraculous, the 3rd corner, and Moose Papineau, along with Chris Henry, your free safety, strong safety combo for the homebound Atlanta Swarm. Utah is under center again with a single back. Deep 7-step drop. Throw left side. Not a lot on it, but it didn't matter. Caught at the midfield stripe and out of bounds goes Chase Earl. New set of downs for the Revolution.
And every time we've seen Louisiana this season, it's been talking about their rush offense and Reggie Streeter, but this time they've come out of the gate throwing the ball, relying on Utah, and he's been making some great throws. That last time he got the 1st down, stepping up on the pocket. This time he makes the sideline throw, but now Atlanta going to challenge it.
They are indeed. The sideline for Atlanta doesn't want to believe that was controlled inbounds. R62 is going to take a look under the hood and see. Just a 1-foot requirement to get this catch in. It looked good to me. Let's see what the control is. And it looks like he had a foot down as he caught that football, did Chase Earl. Let's see. Incomplete. Wow. Okay, a bit of a change there. A bit surprising as well. As Chase Earl looked like he had possession with the foot down. They will take that throw and catch away. And that puts the Revolution in a bit of a tough spot going into 3rd down.
Thought he had his right foot down there when he caught the ball and then was brought out of bounds, but maybe that foot came up or it stepped out of bounds. It could have been either one.
Remember that later. First challenge gone for Atlanta, although apparently it was a good one. Left side and deep. That one's caught, and now it may not matter. 30, 20, 10, 5 to the 2, and it's down at the 2-yard line. What an open field tackle to stop the touchdown, and Chase Earl was mad after getting that completion taken away earlier.
Chase Earl can take that challenge frag. He threw it in the trash, and then he did one better, went back to the exact same play, and he burned his man. Didn't need to catch it on the sideline. He takes it up the field nearly all the way to the house. After he gets the completion denied, he tests them again, and he gets it done. Now they're knocking on the door.
Little look from Chase Earl at the Atlanta sideline saying, try me. 2 in the backfield for the Revolution. Tommy Utah's under center. Handoff Reggie Streeter trying to work the outside. He's going to get taken down behind the line. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 4.
showing why he's a Hall of Famer, getting to the outside with so much speed. Quanta Shine just contains Reggie Streeter, and he's a tough guy to do that to. One of the best running backs in the league these past 2 seasons as well, and Quanta Shine makes it look easy.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Streeter in the backfield again. Linebacking core moving for the swarm from the 4-yard line. Handoff again through the middle, trying to burrow his way. He's not going to quite get the goal line, but he'll get down to the 2 and make it 3rd and goal coming up for the Revolution, and that is a problem for the Revs. Reggie Streeter is down on his back, and he has not moved. That's a big issue for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, I mean, Louisiana, their biggest, strength on offense is that run game, and it's honestly shocking to me. He goes down. This could be huge for Louisiana in this game. They've been relying on that pass offense, and it's worked. They got here with that pass offense, but can it work for the rest of the game? That's going to be the question.
And injured Reggie Streeter is going to bring in the backup unit for Louisiana, and he's going to be short of the goal line, down to the 2 again. It looked like he might have gotten further than that. 4th and goal coming up. And Atlanta's defense starting to step up here in his absence. That one is Jack Napier coming up on the stop.
Yeah, you have one of the best rush defenses in the league in Atlanta. And for Louisiana, they lose their first-string running back, who's one of the best in the league. It's going to be really tough for these backups to live in that shadow.
This will be a kick for the field goal from Otis Boudreau. It is up and through. Nothing bad about a 3-point possession at the very least. They should have had 6, but you take away your main running back, and that's going to happen at times. Revolution at least get on the board.
Exactly. It's 3 points, but it still feels like a bit gut-wrenching to me. They still get that 3 points. They still get that lead, and that's going to be very important coming down to it.
Kick is up and on the way. From the 2-yard line, return to about the 20 to the 25 and off to the right, and he's going to get taken down at the 26-yard line. Atlanta will start this drive right there, bring back out Bryant Dynasty, and we'll see what they can do now with their second possession on the field.
They got a chance to see what they were up against. They went with the passing game kind of in the beginning of that drive, and then back to the run game, and that's what kind of stopped them. Maybe they stick with the passing game here.
First play from scrimmage, handoff, BDG Hollywood. The Hall of Famer is going to bowl his way to the left through the inside and get about 4 yards. Revolution defense looks like this. Leonard Butler Sr. and Derek Genko, your defensive ends. Tackles Luther Gond and Chance Wall. Linebackers Chuck Diesel and Brian Craven. Cornerbacks Evan Arthur and Rolaman Hood. Your safety combo is going to be Mike Ryan and Tank Bennett, along with Doug Day. There's 3 of them there. And then you have Walter Melanishan punting for the Revolution. Their kicker, by the way, Otis Boudreau, who was on that first one, he's 1 for 1 today. He was 3 for 3 a week ago from 39 yards. Ready to go for this 2nd and 5 play for Atlanta. Once we get an update for Reggie Streeter as well, we'll pass that along. That's going to be Mitchell O'Brien who gets the carry through the middle. Nothing doing. Chuck Diesel comes through, makes the hit, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
And Atlanta losing their tackle to an injury there, and seems like a bit of an injury bug here in this first quarter, and that could be a big impact here on this rush offense for Atlanta. If they can't get those blocks, Louisiana can plow through them.
Interesting development. Hollywood will go to the outside. He'll get the football in the swing. He might have a first down and more. Puts on the Jets, and he's going to get out to the 42-yard line as Hollywood has a couple yards receiving. 1st and 10 for the Swarm.
Hollywood does not need a lineman out in front of him when he has the speed, and he's just able to outrun everybody to the first down marker and then some. Shows why he's such a powerful back in this league and why he is a name synonymous with the Simulation Football League itself.
Good work from B to get himself going forward. 3-0 lead early on in actually about halfway through now, this first quarter in Atlanta. Under center, Dynasty is going to have behind him BDG Hollywood. They'll go to the left, a little bit of a cross, and it is a 6-yard completion. Not much more than that, but not much more needed on a good first down play. Siege Falco, his second catch.
That's all you need really on first down. Just chip away a little bit at the yards to gain. Most teams maybe will go to a run. You can get it done with the pass as long as you get those 5 yards. That's a really solid first down.
Under center, Hollywood again. He's going to go through the tackles, first down and more, past midfield to the 47-yard line. 48 is where they're going to mark him. And another new set for Atlanta. A pretty efficient drive coming here, but also a good clock chewing drive for the Swarm as well.
A very long drive with a lot of plays. They're really just getting the yardage that they need to convert that first down, get a fresh set, keep the clock moving.
Under center. Looking to throw his dynasty. Get it out to Hollywood on the left. He'll have some move forward. Spin move past 1. Can't get past 2. And he'll get himself 6 yards at 2nd and 4. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. 2nd and 4 for Dynasty. Another handoff to BDG. Why not? But a big hit's going to lay him out after only a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 3. And the tackle Todd Boyd out 6 weeks with knee tendonitis. That'll get him done for the end of the game, through the end of this game, and he'll be back in 1 week's time.
Yeah, we could see, like we're seeing on this drive so far, a lot more out routes, a lot more dumping the ball to Hollywood on the outside.
Still waiting on word from Reggie Streeter. See what's going on with him. This will be Dynasty out to the right. That's going to be complete out to the sideline to the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll say the 27. And perfectly done. Ryan Roosevelt gets the catch, and that is going to be a new set of downs.
The rookie showing that he can be an instrumental part of this offense. You have 2 other veteran wide receivers in Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm that you get to learn next to and really get these reps off of. And when you have 2 guys like Falco and Chisholm, you have a lot of defenses really planning for that, and that leaves a seam for Roosevelt to make his mark.
1st and 10. Looking to throw it. Right side. That one's caught. Not much more than a yard given on that. 2nd and 9. Good defense. And there is Reggie Streeter. Fractured arm. He's done for the game as well. So the backup running back Nathan Smith is going to be the main ball carrier for the Revolution to this point, unless they start leaning on the fullback a little more.
Collier definitely a good runner, so they could see some more runs going his way as well.
That's a big problem for the Revs, though. Hollywood through the middle, plenty of room. He's going to get a first down. No, not quite. 3rd and inches. Thought he had it down to the 17-yard line. They're in the red zone, but a close yardage play could prevent them from getting the first if they're not careful.
It looked like he almost got that, but maybe his knee went down before the line to gain. Now, I mean, Atlanta's really good on 3rd down, but they got to earn it here.
So far, 2 for 3. They would love to go 3 for 4. Hollywood has it. They are 3 for 4. Down to the 14-yard line. They'll say the 13. And another new set in the red zone. 1st and 10.
They have more than 10 yards to go for the goal, so they can even get another first down and run down this clock even more, get some more plays, and really keep your defense rested and keep Louisiana, keep them on the move, keep them on their feet, and really wear down these guys.
BDG Hollywood, 8 attempts for 30 yards. Dynasty has the football in the gun. Backs it up, throws, back in the end zone. That one is incomplete. Very close to a completion there for Chisholm. Didn't quite happen. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, amazing play there by Mike Ryan in the safety spot, playing center field. Saw that throw going towards the end zone and makes an amazing tip on the ball. It would have been a perfect throw if he had not got his hand up there.
Dynasty under center again, offset I formation. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 4 in the box defensively for Louisiana on a 2nd down. Handoff Hollywood tries to bowl it through the middle, and he'll get down to the 11-yard line, making it another 3rd down, but this one a little bit longer.
And they go for the run, try to get it done with BDG Hollywood, but he's not able to get a large gain on that 2nd down. Now you have a long 3rd down here. They may take a shot towards the end zone just because that's the quickest way to do it. We'll see what they do here.
They're down 3 at the moment, trying to go up by 4 points if they can. Dynasty, left side, caught! Touchdown, Atlanta! The Swarm get their points, and that is going to be the first touchdown of the game. in the air through Bradford Bryant Dynasty.
And Siege Falco, and who else on this team but Siege Falco? He's really been a great receiver for Atlanta. A big compliment to Boo Chisholm, who's had a great season so far. And Siege Falco showing why he is the wide receiver 2 on this Swarm team.
Siege Falco with career touchdown number 51 on this drive, and it'll be a Sammy Steele extra point that will try to make it a 7-3 football game. 49 seconds left in this first quarter. Kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through with not an issue. 7-3 Atlanta over the Swarm with under a minute to go in this first quarter. If you guys are just joining us, it's been a world of news so far in this football game. Atlanta's lost a tackle for the game, but more importantly at this point, I'd say Louisiana has lost Reggie Streeter for the game. So now Nathan Smith is going to be the main ball carrier, the backup running back for the Revolution. We'll see how much they lean on Tommy Utah for the rest of this football game. This will be Twin Screw back from his own goal line. Turns it out to the 20, left at the 20-yard line, and he'll get taken out at the 22. Offense back onto the field for the Revolution after a 3-point possession previously, but things just got a little more difficult for the Revolution here.
And this is going to be a great opportunity for Tommy Utah to really show what he's made of and prove why he's a quarterback of this team. Show that he can get it done without Reggie Streeter. I'd love to see him put together a drive all by himself.
There is Nathan Smith in the deep halfback position. This will be Utah over the middle. That one's caught. 2nd and 2 for Chase Earl, his second catch.
Chase Earl and B.E. Robo have really been the 2 wide receivers for the Revolution, but in this game so far, Chase Earl has been getting the call, had that huge play that nearly went for a touchdown earlier after the callback challenge earlier, so he's been a big part of this offense today.
Under center, Tommy Utah. Smith is in the backfield, and Utah will throw left side. That one's caught. First down and a couple more. 1st and 10 to the 35-yard line for Chase Earl. Two plays, 2 catches for him, and it'll be a new set of downs. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter of play. 7-3 Atlanta among a whirlwind of moves and scores. This is the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Stay right there. And welcome back in to the Hive. Chris Curtis, Ryan Condill with you, and with Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter on stats, Cameron Irvine, producer extraordinaire, on the buttons, along with Mike St. Green, our studio analyst. We are back in Atlanta, Louisiana, on their 4th drive of this football game. This will be a quick hitter through the middle, but an incomplete pass as that one was knocked away. Mike Twinscrew, your intended target, and now 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he got absolutely laid out going across the middle, trying to make a quick throw and catch, but it's picked up immediately by Qantas Shine. He gets laid down to the dirt.
Reggie Streeter gone early in the first quarter. Nathan Smith, your main halfback. We'll see how much they actually use him, along with Cameron Collier. We were talking during the break that Cameron Collier, not usually a rushing fullback, not a lot of rushes on the whole of last season. He only had one a week ago. They're in the offset I. This is a running formation for Louisiana, but they will pass out of it. Give it to Collier. The fullback takes the reception, doesn't get a yard. It'll be 3rd and long coming up here for Louisiana, and that's a 3rd down offense without Streeter that has to go against the 4th-ranked defense on 3rd down in the league with Atlanta. They only give up 44% of the time a 1st down on 3rd.
Yeah, they're going to be forced to rely on the throw here in Atlanta. They can really plan for that through the rest of this game.
Tommy Utah over the middle. That one is going to be caught, but not enough for the no. They actually knocked it away. Not going to happen. 4th and 10, and Louisiana will punt. Walter Melanishin will come out and put it in the air.
And you need a big punt from him. I mean, they go out here. They almost go 3 and out. They only got the 1 first down. Couldn't get it done. Now you need to pin Atlanta deep. Don't give them the advantage of field position, and your defense needs to step it up here.
Chris Henry on the stop on that previous tackle. And a punt coming. Ooh, the special teams unit keeps getting closer and closer to that punter. Every single time, returned from about the 50 or from about the 25, taken down at the 27, and that will start this next drive as Ryan Roosevelt hits the turf on the return. 1st and 10 for Bryant Dynasty and company. They've been able to lean on BDG Hollywood pretty regularly in this game so far to get them down into the dirty areas for the touchdown earlier to Siege Falco. BDG was the MVP of that drive. What will they do on this possession here as they look at a 7-3 advantage? 1st and 10. Handoff, BDG trying to work it outside. He'll get taken down behind the line, a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11.
That's Wall, the rookie, coming in there, making a big stop, and you see the speed from the big man. He gets through the offensive line almost immediately, and he's able to run down BDG Hollywood and bring him down for a loss of 1.
Bryant Dynasty 8 for 9 so far in this football game. Defensive front moves to the offense's left. Chance for Dynasty over the middle. That one's going to be caught, an absolute seed to the 45-yard line, and that is perfect for Boo Chisholm, his 2nd catch.
And that is a really impressive play. He's a veteran wide receiver in triple coverage there, and he's still able to make that catch. And there's really not enough guys that you can put on Boo Chisholm to stop him from catching a football.
Perfectly done. 18 yards on that completion, give him 27 for the game. Left side, that one was nearly picked and probably brought back to the house. Nothing doing for the offense on that play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Doug, they need to get some new gloves. If he catches that one, that is a touchdown every day of the week. He's not able to pull it in. It's still a good deflection, and now a 2nd down for Atlanta.
Under center. Dynasty in the offset I again. 4 on the line, 6 in the box for the Revolution. On a 2nd and 10, Hollywood the deep back. Give Mitchell O'Brien in the fullback spot. Dynasty will throw, put it into Hollywood's hands. It's the effect of a screen. Broken tackle down the sideline to the 35-30 to the 27-yard line, and out of bounds goes Hollywood. What a play designed to give BDG open space and blockers.
Amazing blocking from the offensive line. He's able to shed a guy, and then the burst of speed. It is so impressive. He's able to cover about 10 yards in a second, and no one could catch him there for a second. And now they're down near the red zone, nearing enemy territory, and they could be knocking on the door. They could be threatening a 14-3 lead here.
10 for 12 is Dynasty to this point. QBR well over 100. This will be a run for BDG. Not much doing. It'll be a 2nd and 9 for them as Doug Day comes up, makes the stop there as well.
Yeah, Atlanta has had a really good balance today of the run and the pass. They've been giving the ball to BDG, and he's able to get it done through the air and on the ground. And then they go to the passing game, Boo Chisholm, Siege Falco. It's really a recipe for success.
And they're already in field goal range as well for Sammy Steele should they need him. This will be Mitchell O'Brien through the middle, and that is going to be a 3-yard gainer to 3rd and 3 coming up. That is a good start for Mitchell O'Brien. Couple of rushes early on in this football game. Had a few last week as well. Make it 3rd and 3, 3rd and manageable for Atlanta's third down offense.
It's a really nice play design. You go through the heavy package. You threaten with BDG Hollywood on the outside. Instead, send the fullback up the middle.
Carolina and Jacksonville underway in Jacksonville. We'll get your score updates as that one goes along. What a play! And a couple of spin moves and juke moves from BDG Hollywood. And a first down and more will get them down to the 14-yard line.
4 or 5 yards, but that was really nice. He gets the first down, and he stops on a dime. The patience, and then the spin move is just disgusting. BDG Hollywood does it time and time again.
Another opportunity coming for Atlanta to get themselves in the end zone here. 1st and 10 from their own 14. Handoff. BDG trying to bull his way through to the 12-yard line to the 11. Nothing doing. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Good stop through the middle by Brian Craven.
And Hollywood's just going through the trenches today. I mean, he knows Louisiana has a great run defense. He knows he's going to have to put on a great game, and a great game he is putting on today.
2nd and 8 coming. 2 to the left, 2 in the backfield. Dynasty will throw. Plenty of time right side looking for the first down. Spin move and a first down and more. He doesn't quite get in. He gets down to the 1. What a play for Jamal Wooding, the tight end, showing the finesse, and it's 1st and goal.
Showing the strength as well, fighting for every single yard. That would have been such an impressive touchdown. He's able to make a spin move, make a man miss, and then plow through a guy for an extra 3 yards, nearly all the way to the end zone.
Disgusting bit of work done by Jamal Wooding. Sets up the swarm on the doorstep. Hollywood, the deep back, hand it to him. Bull his way forward and in for 6. BDG Hollywood touchdown, and Atlanta goes up 2 scores.
And laying the egg, BDG Hollywood. That is the strangest touchdown celebration I think I've ever seen, but it gets the job done nonetheless.
Maybe he's building a nest? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. Normally, the swarm, they have hives, but now he's, getting the chicken coop ready, I guess.
All right, kick coming from Sammy Steele will likely put them up 14-3 as long as everything goes through without issue, knock on wood. And this extra point gonna get them 1 more point added on, no issue. 14-3 is exactly what we end up at in the Revolution. We'll start this next drive. Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it, as well as a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong. Getting ready for the kick. It'll be twin screw back deep for the return. Revolution back on offense in just a moment here. Out to the 10, to the 15, right at the 20. Taken down at the 20-yard line, and that is where Tommy Utah will start this drive. Quick game update. We go back to Cameron Irvine at SFL HQ.
Thanks, Chris. Mike St. Green, Jacksonville off to a hot start today.
Yes, Cam. Jacksonville on their first drive of the game, second play of the game, didn't waste any time. Marcus Dunhill finds Grayson Willis on an out route, and he goes all the way 80-plus yards. Jacksonville up 7-0 early in the first quarter.
Back to Chris and Ryan in Atlanta.
And a quick 8-yard completion for Tommy Utah off to the left. Believe that was be in Chase Earl's territory, and it will. Jacksonville off to a good start, needing a good start for them. Another divisional matchup, a whole slew of divisional matchups on the SFL slate today. But Jacksonville in need of a win in the worst way, as is Carolina, all told. They get going down in the Sunshine State. 14-3 here, Louisiana starting to work it out. Nathan Smith, his first carry as the backup halfback. He's going to get taken down after a 2-yard gain. Get it to 3rd and 3 and make it manageable on 3rd down.
this is another one of those big divisional matchups. Both of these teams really needing this win. This division has been so close here at the start of this season. Both of these teams could benefit from a win today.
2-3 in the backfield. Deep back is Smith. Cameron Collier's in there as well. Smith through the middle. He's going to get taken down just past the line of scrimmage, and a quick 3 and out as he does gain a yard, but it's 4th and 2. Punt upcoming for the Revolution to give Atlanta back the football.
You can really feel that absence of Reggie Streeter. They have Collier, and he's more of the blocking fullback, and then the offense runs through Streeter, but no Streeter, no offense.
Kick up and away. Atlanta nearly got to that kick as well. Roosevelt on the return punt, and then is going to get down to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Another opportunity for them to chew some clock, Ryan, and really eat away at the Revolution's chances of getting any kind of rhythm in this football game.
It's really what they've been doing. Both of their drives in this game, the first time they get it with about 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and they go all the way down and run out the clock in the first quarter. And now we're down with 5 minutes left after one drive from Atlanta in the second quarter, too.
Hand off through the middle. Nothing much going on at the line of scrimmage is where that one's put a stop to. 2nd and 9 after a quick one. Luther Gahn comes up and makes the hit, and it'll be only a 1-yard gain.
It's been a well-balanced attack from Atlanta on the run, in the air, but on the run, it feels like BDG gets some really good runs, and then he gets stopped in his tracks like that one.
2 in the backfield with him. Dynasty set up and ready to go. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 7 in the box defensively, has the football. Quick drop, deep left side. That one's intercepted, and that's how the Revolution are going to get back in this football game. And now the ball's on the ground. Oh, who's going to pick it up? It's going to be Atlanta, I believe, who is going to pick that one up. If I'm right, Jamal Wooding is celebrating that they were able to keep the football, I do believe. It is 1st and 10 for the Atlanta Swarm at the 41-yard line.
I have no idea how they're going to score that one, Curtis. That was absolutely insane. Beautiful interception by Mike Wright, but he can't hang on to the ball. Drops it, gives the ball back to Atlanta, and they get a first down out of it.
An unreal bit of circumstances. Dynasty's going to try to burn him. Another interception nearly just happened, and that one likely would have gone for 6. Nothing doing on that, though, as Smith nearly brought that one home.
Revolution getting involved in the passing game. Last week they had 8 passes deflected and only 2 interceptions for themselves. And that was a really good game, and we'll see. It's only a matter of time before they get that coveted interception.
At this point, you would think the way things are going for Dynasty and company, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, same play formation. To the outside, that one's caught, but he's moving the wrong way. He catches it behind the line, gets taken down behind the line, and that's going to create a 3rd and very long scenario for Atlanta.
Ryan Dynasty looking a little rusty here coming out of that first drive. Maybe he didn't get enough water on the bench on the sideline, because he really had his drive and then came right back onto the field with his defense getting a good stop. Now I need to take a deep breath, maybe get some water in him, and make this throw on 3rd and 15.
And this will be a shotgun set for the Swarm. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Looking to throw it. He's in trouble. Big time defensive line rush, and he gets taken down after a 9-yard loss. Luther Gahn gets through the middle and takes him out for his first sack today.
He had a big stop earlier on Hollywood and gets a huge sack there. 3rd and 15. He makes it 4th and 24. Shows how your defense can get you some really good field position. A huge sack there for Gahn.
Winscrew back for the return on this punt. 3 and change left here in this second quarter. Coming down to about a minute left until the 2-minute warning. This will be returned from about the 38. Get it to the 42-yard line. 41 is where they'll say. And out onto the field comes Tommy Utah for his next possession. As that one, that drive, 4 plays, negative 14 yards for Atlanta on that particular drive.
And that was a very weird drive, and then it still only results in the negative 14. Louisiana has some really good field position here.
believe that negative 14 starts from the interception. I could be wrong on that. This will be right side caught, and that is about a 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain is what they'll say. And that will get BE Robo involved for his second catch.
And there's been a lot of Chase Earl today in the passing game. Robo had 1 first down completion earlier and now gets his second. He needs to get a little bit more involvement in this passing game. Louisiana, they need to find all of their different receivers. They need to make this passing game more dynamic when you can't rely on the run.
Also have yet to get Mike Twinscrew involved in the passing game as well. He's their usual down the middle target. Offset I formation for the Revolution. Handoff Nathan Smith, and he'll gain himself a yard. Make it 3rd and 4. Creed Higgins comes up to make the stop, and a clutch 3rd down coming up here for the Revolution. They really don't want to squander this opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. You just had a big stop on defense, and this is the chance to really get your offense back on track, especially because you get that second half kickoff. You can get some points here. You can get a lead after the kickoff.
That's a completed pass and a first down out to the 40-yard line. Good stuff for the 42 is what they'll say, and that does get the Garrison Blue, the tight end, involved for the Revolution, his first catch.
Right on cue, said we need to change up the passing game, make it a little bit more dynamic. The Revolution do, and they get Blue involved, they get the first down, and they keep this drive alive. They need to get some points.
2-minute warning is upon us. 120 seconds to halftime. Revolution are knocking on the door. We'll be back to see if they can do it when we come back to Atlanta. Stay with us. And back inside the Hive, 14-3 Atlanta after the 2-minute warning as we are 120 seconds to the locker room. 3 to the right for Tommy Utah as he tries to work his offense into at least field goal range to get them some points ending the half. Utah will throw, bit of a short throw, but it's a good one, be a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 clock continues to move. We do have a game update pending. We will go to that in just a moment. Chase Earl with another catch, Ryan.
Yeah, and Louisiana getting the passing game going. They're moving down. They're near field goal range here. If they can get some points on the board before halftime, that'd be really huge for them.
Offset I formation for Utah. 7 in the box defensively. Linebacking core moving up. Looks like they're sending extra help, and they do. Handoff Nathan Smith, and he gets laid out. 3rd and inches, just short of the 3rd down, and we will wait one more play to get it back to HQ. 3rd and inches for the Revolution. This is a huge 3rd down where they are in a long field goal range to be 49 or 50 from this spot. Let's see where they end up.
They could get that field goal, but they really want the first down even more here.
Handoff. Nathan Smith, first down. That's a big one for the Revolution, and they run no huddle to boot. First and 10, Revolution starting to work the ball through the middle, and they utilize the backup halfback to do it. I formation, Utah to throw, deep, right side, that one's tipped, and it is caught! That's a touchdown, what a play! Right-hand side, it's B.E. Robo on the receiving end of a Plinko ball.
No way! Curtis, that was insane on the tip. It goes up in the air. He keeps his eyes on the ball, and Robo makes an amazing catch for the touchdown. Look at the concentration. He takes it out of the air. An amazing catch for Louisiana.
Hello, top 10 plays this week in the SFL's YouTube channel. What a play. Hashtag Plinko for the Louisiana wideout. That is a great way to get yourself back into the football game. And Otis Boudreau is going to go ahead and put up the extra point here in just a moment. 14-9 at the time being. And snap is on the way. Hold good. Kick up and on the way. Make it 14-10 Atlanta as we wind down the first half.
What a statement from Louisiana. They are not going to go down without a fight. They take the shot to the end zone. I mean, Utah is able to step up, make a huge throw, find his man on the tip, and they are still in this game.
Louisiana will kick it away as soon as this return is done. We'll get it back to HQ. From the 30 on the tee, it is up and gone. Returnable for Roosevelt at the goal line. 10, 15, 20, right at the 20, left at the 21. He's going to go down to the 25, and that is where he is taken down. Back to HQ, Cam and Irvine with an update in Jacksonville.
Thank you, Chris. All Kings early, Mike.
Yeah, Cam. This time it's the other Willis, Jared Willis, on a swing pass, sneaks it into the end zone. Jacksonville up 14-0.
That coming off the interception. Carolina just had to punt it away, but pinned Jacksonville inside the 5. Back to Chris.
And inside the Hive, back to it. Just a little bit of time before we meet those gentlemen again for the halftime report. That'll be through the middle and tipped while incomplete. Speaking of that halftime report, we're coming up to it, and we have Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green breaking down the first half of the Revolution and Swarm. We have a sit down with Louisiana General Manager and the creator of Swamp Talk, Ross Napoli, and provide an update on the action going on between Florida and Carolina. It's all coming up on the APM Music halftime report. About 43 seconds time. We'll be back there. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Looking to throw it. Dynasty trying to move up. He's going to get taken down. Then the defensive line for the Revolution is absolutely stepped up. Doug Day comes up and knocks down Dynasty for the sack.
Great play, the safety blitz. He's able to run in the speed, and Dynasty never saw it coming. He never thought that they would use the safety blitz. They get the huge sack, and they lose 9 yards on the play.
Dynasty backs it up, throws it short. The check down's a good one, but it'll only get them 4 yards, and Louisiana takes their first time out of the half with 13 seconds to go, and it's 4th down already. And decision time here for Atlanta. I mean, obviously they're going to have to punt it away, but do they want to put it in the hands of the return man at this point?
I think you gotta. I think you've just gotta give it to him and hope he doesn't run it back. And for Louisiana, they're hoping for a good return because they can still make a shot at the end zone if they get good field position.
On upcoming. Twin screw back for the return. Snap is good on the punt. Up in the air over the midfield logo. Returnable from the 44 to the 45. No further than that goes Mike Twinscrew. 1st and 10 with 5 seconds to go in the half. They have at least time for a long one, and it is in Hail Mary range for Tommy Utah. We know he has the arm strength to do it. We'll see if they can get people downfield.
And I'm interested to see if they maybe go for a quick 3-second play, gain 5-6 yards, make this throw a little bit easier. You have that timeout you can burn.
Hail Mary formation. See how far they can get. Utah is in trouble. He's going to throw on the run and deep down the right side, but out of bounds. And that is going to be an unceremonious end to the first half of festivities. A 14-10 Swarm lead gets us into the locker room. Only a 4-point advantage after the Plinko touchdown late in this first half. We are going to send it to the SFL headquarters for the halftime report presented by APM Music in a moment. But first, a break from your local station. Stay with us. It's the Simulation Football League on For the Fans.
Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I am Cameron Irvine. A very entertaining first half, Mike, where we thought, oh no, it looks like Atlanta's going to pull away without Reggie Streeter involved. But a tremendous job by the Louisiana defense and an amazing play by B.E. Robo to keep him in it.
Yeah, Cam, I originally, had my game notes ready, thinking I'm going to talk about the dominant performance of Atlanta in the first half, and I know that Streeter injury, effects on Louisiana. But hey, let's tear those up and start it all over because Louisiana had a couple of great defensive stands there in the second quarter, and a crazy play, a couple of crazy plays in that second quarter. Cam, Mike Ryan had a big interception. Fumble that interception. Atlanta recovered, got a new set of downs, but the Louisiana defense stepped up with immediate 3 and out. A big sack that ended that drive was a Luther Gone sack, and then right there towards the end of the half, we saw B.E. Robo on a tip pass get in the end zone, and all of a sudden, Louisiana's back in this game 14-10.
I really hope you picked up the right piece of paper, Mike. I hope that you don't have to take that back together. Earlier this week, we caught up with the general manager of Louisiana and the editor of Swamp Talk, Ross Napoli, and I had a chance to sit down with him and see all the great content that they create. Here's a look at that interview. With us today, the Louisiana Revolution general manager and the creator, editor of Swamp Talk. It's Ross Napoli. How you doing, Ross?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Ross, man, glad you could join us. Hey, man, I had the pleasure of meeting you a few weeks ago down in Houston at the convention, man. That was a pleasure to meet you for sure. And as Cam mentioned, you're the, creator and editor of the publication Swamp Talk. Man, I really love this publication. I love the detail of it. If anybody that's, first coming into the league or wanting to get familiar with the SFL, I would recommend this being one of the first publications that they would go to get all the information that they need. And my question for you, man, what was behind, the thought behind creating such a publication and what goes into it every week to, make it such a detailed and precise publication that it is?
Well, thanks, Mike. And it was great meeting you at the convention and everybody. That was fantastic. And I appreciate, the positive feedback that we get from the newspaper because, the thought process behind it was what was another way to try to help promote different things around the league and different players in one central location where people know where to go for. We have content channels and, Discord gets a little, discombobulated from times and things disappear. And, we have the website, but people spend most of their time on Discord. So we kind of felt like, hey, if we could come up with something that we can control how we can promote certain things, be it rookies, be it guys that aren't really being talked about, interview people based on what happens on a weekly basis. It was going to be a way to really promote more players and things around the league, in a per franchise type thing, and we've kind of set a nice format. We feel for that. It was a little tough in the beginning. To get people to contribute, I'd reach out to guys and be like, hey, we want to interview. Can you give me some comments? And they would either not respond or tell you they didn't have time. So in the initial stages, it was a lot more promoting Louisiana because, we wanted to show people what we would do, and a lot of work does go into it. But, we covered the minors season real thoroughly with team pages and things and offensive and defensive players of the week. And, we've done a lot of interviews. We have the Pick'em contest where we have the 8 experts pick their games. And with the spreads provided by Jack's Data, we wanted to find another way to work that in. And, we really think, it's going well. It's real receptive. I deliver it directly through DM to over 100 people each week. And then we post it in the channels and people respond from there. So a lot of work, a lot of people behind the scenes doing it with beat writers and people supplied from the teams. And, there's a lot of work and effort goes into it, but we're getting positive feedback. So we enjoy it.
Issue 25 just released. Big milestone issue for you, Ross. What or who headlines this week's edition?
We had 3 big interviews this week. We interviewed a new head coach over in San Diego, Liam Hammer, and obviously San Diego had to be the cover of the paper this week. Getting the first win in franchise history. Big interview with Chris Komisak, head coach over in Queen City, and I sat down with our own offensive coordinator Brian Craven to give a little behind the scenes look about his working relationship with Mike Twinscrew and Gerald Smith, and the transition from Lone Star over to Louisiana, and real interesting read, all 3 of those. It's real interesting stuff and perspectives from those 3 guys.
Well, Ross, typically my follow-up question is usually about the week's game coming up. You guys are on a roll right now. You've won 2 in a row after losing the first 3. In a huge game against Atlanta this weekend. Division lead is on the line. You can tie these guys for the division lead if you can get your 3rd win in a row. But since I probably won't get to talk to anybody from Louisiana after this game leading up into next week's matchup, that's a banner over here over my shoulder right here, man. How big is this game going to be, coming up? I know it's a 1 game at a time type thing, but, how big is this game going to be in this Louisiana locker room next weekend against, one of your old teammates, Johnny Pickler and the London Knights? I mean, I know it's going to be big in both locker rooms. How do you guys see that next week coming up?
We see it as a real big matchup, for a couple of reasons. Obviously, we all know, what's going behind it. Gerald, started coaching over in London some years ago, so he has some history there. A couple of the players have played over there, Reggie Streeter, as well as obviously, the elephant in the room is obviously Johnny leaving, last season and coming over to you guys. And we have some things in store this week going on. I know a couple of representatives from your team are going to be hitting some of the shows this week. I will be on Coach's Corner this week, as well as we've actually finalized. Chad Rowland and I will be on the new debut episode of NETMA this week. Where
nice.
Where we kind of get to maybe do a little trash talking face to face, and something that hasn't really been done. Dave Axis has had a lot of guys on, and maybe somebody comes on one day and then some on the next, or maybe something on an after dark. But Chad and I are going to sit down together on NETMA, and we're gonna talk about Louisiana beating you guys next week.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Ross. Right now Louisiana's going through a lot with the hurricane. So we wish everybody well down there. Gerald Smith lives in Houma, which is right in the path. So we're just praying for everybody. Louisiana's on the road right now in Atlanta, but we're praying everybody. And Ross, the good thing is that not everybody from Louisiana is in Houma and in the path. You guys are spread out all over the country. So if you want to comment on that, you can. But I also have to ask you, because you made the top 10 plays for doing a shot with the Hall of Famer. So how much of that night do you remember? More than him, less than him? How was that for you? And what spawned that?
That was a fantastic moment, and again, thank you, Cam, for putting that together. And it's such a great thing to be able to finally meet a lot of these people that we've developed these friendships from, and to be able to all be in the same room and watch some games and really kick back and talk and have some drinks with a Hall of Famer. Cam, we actually sat in the steakhouse after that, right after our Hall of Famer got thrown out of the wedding. So, come on.
You didn't.
You can't, right? Well, right. But that was the story prior, And it was an amazing time. It was fantastic. Louisiana's table obviously had the pyramid of empty beers piling up. So, Gerald and I were kind of going back and forth, and we were feeling pretty good, just like our Hall of Famer, Mr. Bovine there. And it was a great time, and it was awesome to see, watching the games on Sunday, and the top plays came, and I was like, oh my God, look at that. That's great. So I wasn't expecting that moment, and it was fantastic. Just another memory made here, especially for me in the SFL. And I do want to just take that moment and, of course, wish my very good friend Gerald Smith all the best. What's going on right now down there? Him and his family, be safe. And everybody, in Louisiana, anyone in this league, I know that there are people from or who live in Louisiana. Frank Wade. And, I know even on your team, Mike, I know Rain Rowe is from Louisiana. I'm not sure if he currently lives there.
Yeah, he's in the Tampa area, but yeah, he's from
all
that
right.
area.
So,
yeah.
Still in the area, but I know there's a lot of people around the league, from, the state of Louisiana, and, they're right in the heart of this thing. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to all of them, that everybody's okay and everybody makes it to the next week in the SFL.
Well, Ross, Swamp Talk, terrific publication. We're happy, to support you and all the effort that you put into that, and all the efforts that all the content creators put in. Doing a great job in Louisiana as well. You guys are off to a pretty strong start this season, and best of luck against Atlanta.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. This was great.
All right, thanks, Ross.
Thank you.
That was good stuff, Mike, from Ross.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got Jacksonville beating Carolina. Harish Prasad got a touchdown for Carolina, made it 14-7, but Grayson Willis, again, on the corner route. He's got 2 touchdowns for Jacksonville, and they're up 21-7.
Yeah, Cam, once Harish scored that touchdown, I almost tore up another note sheet as to what I was gonna hit on, Jacksonville's dominance in this game, but then they answered that with a long Grayson Willis touchdown, as you mentioned, his second long touchdown of the game, and I noticed that on that play that our rookie cornerback over there, Tristan Hatley's over there, and it looks like Jacksonville have singled him out and picking on him with the veteran Willis in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll keep you updated on it throughout the second half. One of our newest SFL content creators, the SimPod, takes a unique perspective on the league, and hilarity will ensue. We'll throw it to the SimPod team to let them introduce themselves.
All right, now this time just say, I'm Doug Brown, that's Potty Potty, or be like, I'm Doug Brown, Mud Dogs, that's Potty Potty, Kicker on the Dragons, that's Benny Butcher, or just be like, I'm Doug Brown, that's Potty, that's Benny Butcher. We're the SimPod.
Okay.
No AKA.
Yeah, no AKAs.
Thanks, Jeff. Cheers.
I'm contributing.
Yeah, that's content.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? I'm Doug, aka Doug, joined by Pat. Oh. I tried so hard there.
I'm Doug, aka Doug.
You know, I did that because that was funny. But...
No AKA.
Well, I'm an AKA myself, and I'm saying I'm joined by
I know.
Okay, well, tune into the SimPod's YouTube channel every week to watch them work out the kinks. 14-10 is our halftime score. Atlanta leads Louisiana. We're back after this. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report.
And with that, welcome back in to the Hive. Atlanta, Georgia, the site. Chris Curtis, Ryan Condill on the call, Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter on the stats. And we have a good one, Ryan. 14-10 Atlanta over Louisiana. And Louisiana starts with the football. This becomes a very big drive coming out of the halftime break, as this will be returned from about the goal line. 10, 15, 20 for Twin Screw. He's going to get out to the 24-yard line. And the big story coming out of the first half, obviously Reggie Streeter down for the count in this game. Nathan Smith is back up, has at least been there, and did complete a big third down at the end of that first half.
He's able to come through on that third down, and without that third down, they don't get that insane touchdown.
Yeah.
So they're back in this game with that play with these players.
1st and 10. Tommy Utah on the offset I-2 to the left to start things out. First throw of the second half is going to be a 5-yard completion out to the left. B.E. Robo, his 4th catch, 53 yards on the day.
And a touchdown to his name that we saw. And really for Louisiana, this is going to be a huge drive coming into this third quarter. They have an opportunity here to take the lead back that they got at the beginning, take a 3-point lead, and let their defense step up like they did.
They did in this at the end of the second half for sure. 2 very, very big sacks. Utah with a 5-step drop, throws right side. That was intercepted, and a touchdown-saving tackle is going to bring him down at the 25-yard line. What a play from Jack Napier, the corner.
And he picks up right where he started last week. He had 4 interceptions against the London Knights in their win. And now he gets another one to his name. He proved last week you shouldn't test him, and Tommy Utah paid the price.
That's a big problem for the Revolution. Now their defense have to step up with their backs against the wall from the 25-yard line. Hollywood is the deep back. He'll get the football on first down. He's taken down immediately just at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. And that's a testament to what the Revolution defensive line has done so far the last few drives.
And Doug Day is having an amazing game on defense, playing safety and really getting that run contain that he's doing so well, and he's pressuring the quarterback. He's really all over the field today.
2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield for Bryan Dynasty. 7-step drop, thrown over the middle, quick check down, not much to it. 3-yard gain, make it 3rd and 7. For Boo Chisholm on that completion. A long third down coming up for the second best third down offense in the league.
And Louisiana's defense has looked really good in these past few drives. They had a huge stop at the end of the second quarter, and now this would be a massive stop if they can prevent them here.
Through the middle, Hollywood not going to get there. So they will try to turn this into a 3-point swing, essentially, with a field goal coming up as they will bring out Sammy Steele, Mike Ryan on the stop, and that is going to bring out Steele for what turns into a 36-yarder from this spot on the right hash.
That defense did a really good job on that drive, just holding them to the 5 yards, only the 3 points if this goes through.
Steele ready, Atlanta ready, defense ready as well. Snap is good. Hold good. Kick up and on the way. It is up. And that is through. No issue for Sammy Steele. And the Swarm go up by 7 points instead of 4, but they're going to give the Revolution back the football in what is still a 1-score game.
Yeah, luckily for Louisiana, that touchdown or that interception didn't result in a touchdown. That'd be a huge deficit for them to overcome, but they can still tie this game up. They can still get that ball back. Not a lot of time has come off the clock. They just need to be a little bit more protective of the football.
Kick it is up and on the way. Back is Twin Screw to receive it at the 3-yard line. Get it up to the 15, left at the 20. He's got some room to go. Tries to break another tackle. He's going to get out to the 32-yard line. 31 is where they'll mark him. Good return for Twin Screw, and that'll get the Revolution started. 17-10 Atlanta in Georgia. Let's go back to Jacksonville for an update with Cameron Irvine at HQ.
Thanks, Curtis. Mike, like Louisiana, could have been a lot worse for Carolina at the half, but...
Yeah, Cam, Jacksonville trying to go in right here, and Tristan Hatley saying, hey, I'm tired of you guys picking on me, with a big interception here to keep Carolina in this game right before the half.
21-7, although there just was a fumble. I'm sure we'll have some reviews and insanity will ensue. Back to Curtis and Ryan at the Hive.
Insanity is a certainty, no doubt about that one. An incomplete pass on first down gives Utah a 2nd and 10 to work with at the 31-yard line. As Revolution are back out on to the field. BE Robo, bottom of your screen. Chase Earl, top of your screen in a 5-wide set for Utah. Has the football. Quick drop, lets it go. Throw, and it's over the middle. That's caught. I believe that is, if I'm not mistaken, Garrison Blue, the tight end. Had that? No, it's Twin Screw over the middle. Good catch and run for him. Gets him a 7-yard completion, 3rd and 3 coming up.
Twin Screw finally getting involved in the passing game. He's made his mark on special teams, had that good kickoff return. Hasn't quite caught the football that time, getting his first reception.
3 to the right. Utah under center. On a key 3rd down. Needs the completion. It is caught. And I thought it was going to be tipped. Not so much. Chase Earl comes up with a nasty completion over the middle of the field and gives them a new set of downs.
Utah threw that ball right through Cree Higgins. I mean, it really looked like that was going to hit his arm, but it looked like it went through his stomach. And it was a great throw by Utah. Somehow got it through that window to Chase Earl, get that first down, and keep the ball moving.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Defensive line shifting to the left for Atlanta. Utah has it under center. He has the football. 7-step drop. Looks to throw. Left side. Check down is a good one, and it'll be a catch. And out of bounds it goes. His target to the outside, Chase Earl, for one more catch. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the Simulation Football League. It's offset I formation one more time. This will be a handoff right side. Nathan Smith has himself a few yards. He had 5 yards on 6 carries in the first half. He gets 13 on that play alone. It's 1st and 10.
Smith with the best run of the day for the Revolution, and the blocking was outstanding. There was a guy coming in on the outside. His fullback picked up the block perfectly, and he's able to get a lane to the outside, and he can run. He's shown that now. And now Louisiana, they're getting close to field goal range, and they're starting to knock on the door.
And that's going to keep the Atlanta defense honest, if anything. 2 in the back. Will throw to the outside. Out route's a good one. He's going to try to get some open field. He gets caught at the 31-yard line, and it is 2nd and 4. Another catch, this one for BE Robo.
And Louisiana's doing a really good job in this passing game of these quick, short passes, getting 5-6 yards, and just keeping this ball moving. They're doing a really good job of that.
In the gun. A little over 6 and 20 left in this 3rd quarter. To the outside, that's caught to the 21-yard line. 10-yard completion, 1st and 10. This one for Garrison Blue, the tight end.
Tight end going across the middle. I feel like we've seen a lot of these out routes to the wide receivers. They've gone for these big, inside the numbers plays, and then they're going to the tight end up the middle here.
1st and 10, 3 to the right for Tommy Utah. 1 in the backfield is Nathan Smith. They're in field goal range for Otis Boudreau. Right side. Oh, it's tipped and incomplete. And a sharp play there from the corner to knock that one away from the receiver behind him. This time it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they've run into some trouble there in this game. You gotta watch the deflections, make sure they're going away from you, not towards the receiver. Oh man, that's clearly haunting them.
2nd and 10. Split backs formation at the 21-yard line. Looks to throw it to the outside. That one's past the line of scrimmage, but not much further than that. Make it a 1-yard completion on the grab for Nathan Smith out of the backfield. And then it's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up at the 20-yard line. And they need to get all the way to the 11 for a first down.
Now they're in the red zone here. You need to get the first down. I wouldn't say take a shot at the end zone. Just go for the first down here. You've been so good at these short routes.
5 wide. They may take a shot at the end zone here. Looks to throw it. Routes develop. Over the middle, it's caught. First down and more. Down to the 6-yard line. Another one down the middle of the field for Chase Earl, as he has been absolutely awesome today.
Yeah, amazing on this slant pattern, too. They get the triple slants. They send the slot man underneath, and it was Twin Screw kind of let up on his route a little bit, and it opened up a perfect window for Chase Earl.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Looking to throw it. Back in the end zone, front of the end zone. That one's caught, and Louisiana has the touchdown. Garrison Blue just past the plane, and it is going to be a chance for a tie game on the extra point.
Louisiana, they have come back firing after the interception. They get it together, and Utah is not afraid to throw the ball on this drive, get some very solid completions, and he's just doing what he needs. Gets those 6 yards, get these 10-yard throws, and he's just moving slowly down the field very efficiently, very effectively. They get the touchdown, they tie the game. That's exactly what they needed to do on that drive.
Just under 5 minutes left in this third quarter of play, and with another touchdown on the board, the Revolution, with this extra point, have tied the game at 17 apiece. If you guys are just joining us, it's been a heck of a game so far. The injury bug bit both teams, one harder than the other. A tackle for the Swarm went down for the game, as well as did Reggie Streeter for the Revolution. Nathan Smith has been a capable backup, I would say, so far, as he's taken the reins from Reggie Streeter. He got a clutch third down into a first down conversion, and then also got them a nice 13-yard run to start this half. It's been a good piece of work by committee for the Revolution so far, as this return gets him back to the 27-yard line, does Ryan Roosevelt for the Swarm as they come back onto the field.
It's impressive for Louisiana the way they were able to switch off the running game to the passing game so, seamlessly. They were able to recover from that. And now Atlanta, they need to kind of do the same thing. They've been very balanced today. BDG has been having a decent game. Dynasty has been throwing the ball, and that's been their plan of attack.
3 to the left, 1 to the right for Dynasty. Looking to throw it. Plenty of room. He's going to have to move in the pocket. Defensive line is converging, and they're going to bring him down again. Another big sack against Bryant Dynasty, an 8-yard loss there, and another one for Luther Gond, his second.
Yeah, third sack of the game for the Revolution, and Luther Gond gets through the backfield. We've seen time and time again today, both of these defensive tackles have been able to create some space right from the get-go. They're able to break through, put some pressure on Dynasty, and he's never able to rest for a second.
2 to the right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 18. As the football looks to throw it deep over the middle of the field. That one's tipped. It's picked off. I thought he tipped it. He actually brought that one back in, and great field position for the Revolution going back the other way.
Tank Bennett with an amazing interception. It looked like he tipped it, but he had so much speed, the ball just traveled with him. It bounced off his shoulder pad, actually, and he's able to still stay with the ball, get the interception on the tip drill, and the tips have been favoring Revolution today, and now they have some amazing field position. And you said it, Curtis, they're in a position here to take the lead.
The turns have definitely tabled, no doubt about that. 1st and 10 for the Revolution, 2 to the right. Handoff. Nathan Smith tries a spin move, and I think he's getting a little ahead of himself putting the cart before the horse, but he gets a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Next Saturday on Next Level Sports, coverage of the Simulation Football League continues at 4:30 for the 7th week of the season. It's the clash of I-35 between the Fort Worth Toros and the Lone Star Glory. Bonus coverage has the Arizona Scorpions traveling to visit the Pacific-leaning Los Angeles Lycans. It all comes your way on Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on Next Level Sports. Ready to go for a 2nd and 8. And then back the other way they go, as this sack is going to get them back a bit. 6-yard loss, as it'll be Utah hitting the turf, thanks to Williams, who comes through the middle.
Yeah, actually a huge sack there for Atlanta. Louisiana has some really good field position, but this field goal, if they were to not convert this 3rd down, would be a really long one here.
5 wide again. They've had success in this formation. Up them through the middle. That one is intercepted. Route is jumped, and they have a good return back the other way. Interception thrown, returned by Moose Papineau to about the 40-yard line.
Utah gets a little bit ahead of himself. He tried to go for the deep shot to the end zone, and he does not see the big Moose Papineau jumping the route, getting a great return out of it as well. And Atlanta getting the ball back. They're able to recover from the last interception, get one of their own, and bring their offense back on the field.
3:02 left in the gun. Gonna be Dynasty. Gotta try to get something on this drive, maybe. Check down throw over the middle. That's caught. 6-yard completion. 5 is what they'll say. Is gonna be through the middle. Doug Day comes up with a stop. 2nd and 5 coming up as Boo Chisholm comes up with the catch.
This game being close is very reflective of this division. A lot of teams at 2 and 3, Atlanta at 3 and 2. If Atlanta were to fall in this game, this would open this division wide open for Louisiana and Atlanta as well.
Yeah, for actually all 4 teams in the division, everybody's at 2 and 3. One win from any of those teams could really upend the division lead for the Swarm. Third and 1 now, as that one will get off to Mitchell O'Brien. And they get them to the 46-yard line. 3rd and short has been their bread and butter so far, talking about Atlanta. And I think a run to BDG Hollywood is long overdue. They've gone to him in this 3rd down situation before today. Offset I, we'll see if they go there. 4 on the defensive line. Looks like it's a setup for a BDG run, and it is. He's got a 1st down and more at the midfield stripe. They'll say to the 49, 1st and 10.
You a sidekick, you saw that coming. And on 3rd down, I mean, BDG Hollywood, he really is a 3rd down machine, and he's a big reason why Atlanta is so good on 3rd down as an offense. 2nd best 3rd down offense, like we've been saying, and Hollywood is the reason for that.
Offset I again. Dynasty to throw. Over the middle, deep. That one is caught. Broken tackle, gets down to the 20-yard line. They'll say the 21, but another one deep over the middle of the field puts Ryan Roosevelt in the crosshairs, number 88.
Yeah, Tank Bennett tried to get his 2nd interception, tried to jump the route there, but he just wasn't fast enough. Took the wrong route, still able to make the tackle, but some more yardage on the reception there, and Atlanta is now nearing the red zone, and they're looking to take this lead.
1st and 10. Swarm just outside the red zone, as you alluded to. Tight set on offense, looking like a possible Hollywood run. They've had success going to the outside. That's where he'll go here. Has room to the 10-yard line, and he gets taken out actually at the 11. Make it 2nd and 1. Visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/simulationfl for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archived, people behind player segments, and all the major milestones in league history. 2nd and 1 through the middle again. It's Hollywood. Gets down to about the 6-yard line, and it's 1st and goal for the Swarm as they're knocking on the door.
Swarm, they went heavy on the pass at the start of this drive, and now that they've gotten down here in the red zone, down in the swamp, they're bringing BDG Hollywood to the revolution, and he is running very well.
1st and goal. Offset I again. Plenty of room to the outside if they want to go there. It's Hollywood. He's going to turn it outside, try to catch the edge. He's going to get a couple of yards forward, get it down to the 4-yard line, and that is going to bring us to the end of the 3rd frame. Put your 4s and your 86s up in chat. It's the end of the 3rd in Atlanta. It's the Simulation Football League on For the Fans, presented by APM Music. Stay right there. Back in Atlanta, start of the fourth quarter of play. Hollywood 34, Man Robinson, Boo Chisholm, Doug Day 33, Casper Chewy, as well as many, many others chilling out in the FTF Next chat. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on this Sunday afternoon. Atlanta's knocking on the door, possibly taking the lead here in the fourth quarter. Hollywood is in on the spin move, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Swarm. They take a 6-point lead.
Yeah, really capitalizing here on the interception, able to go down the field, the full length of the field, and put together a really good drive. Like they've been doing all game long, they balance it out with the passing attack. They had some big throws, and then BDG Hollywood on the ground gets it done to tie up that drive, and they get the touchdown. They take the lead on Louisiana. With only a quarter to go, Louisiana going to have to answer this. They're going to have to put together an offensive drive all the way to the end zone if they want to tie this game up.
11 plays, 59 yards for the Swarm on that drive, and this will be a Sammy Steele extra point that will give them a 1-point advantage, 24-17 against the Louisiana Revolution. Score is still 21-7 over in Jacksonville as well. 35-yard chip shot field goal is missed right by the Jacksonville kicker. We'll keep you posted on that with game updates throughout the end, and we may have bonus coverage after we are done here in Atlanta. We have Atlanta kicking off here to the Revolution, who are now down a touchdown. The Revs definitely need to rev it up. Pun almost certainly intended. This will be Twin Screw from his own goal line. Return to the 20, 25-30. 35-40, he's got some room to the outside, to the 50, midfield and further, 35-30, down the sideline, he is going to take it to the house. The Revolution are going to tie this football game up right away at 24 points apiece with the extra point.
Atlanta, they forced them to answer, and answer they did. The first chance they got, you don't even need to bring the whole offense out here. All you need is Mike Twin Screw. He gets a lane to the outside, and no one can catch him. He takes it all the way to the end zone, and Louisiana, just like that, they're back in this game.
102 yards to the house, and the Revs have tied this game up as long as no issues from Otis Boudreau. What a turn of events. And Atlanta's going to have to score again after they get the ball back, just completely negating that awesome drive that we just saw.
I mean, Atlanta, they can do it the conventional way. Louisiana has shown that they're going to do it the unconventional way. They get the tips. They get the touchdown on the kickoff. Oof. I mean, Louisiana has some insane plays today as that extra point, that was nearly blocked, Curtis.
It was, yeah. Low snap nearly put Boudreau in a bad spot, but they do get it off and get it through. And it is 24-all. Revolution going to kick it back. Ryan Roosevelt waiting back for the return. And you almost had the feeling Twin Screw was getting better and better on every one of his returns and finally was able to burn them around the edge to get the sideline. Great work from Twin Screw and that special teams unit, and we have a tie football game in Atlanta. Roosevelt has it at the 2. Get it to the 20, right at the 20 to the 25. Spin move at the 25, gets him not much further than that. And that is going to be the Swarm offense back out on the field. Bryant Dynasty, BDG Hollywood, looking for a repeat performance from just one drive ago, and not much time separating them as they barely had time to get a drink on the sideline.
Yeah, they may not have had time to get a drink, sit on the bench. They only had the kickoff and the extra point. They're probably going over a play, and then they look up and they're back on the field.
Siege Falco says, I blame the casters for talking about how he can take those back. And Lone Star Glory says, I blame Ryan Caudill specifically. That's, your name's been dropped in the chat. That's going to be a run to the right for Hollywood. 2 yards, make it 2nd and 8.
It really be your own team, Curtis. Your own team turns their back on you. I'm just calling the game here, man, and I just work here.
He's just here so he won't get fined. See how that works?
Exactly.
Under center is Dynasty, 2 in the backfield. Look to throw right side. That one is going to be caught, first down and more, out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ryan Roosevelt, who came out the return, gets a completion, 1st and 10 for Atlanta.
Yeah, normally with this Atlanta team, I talk about Boo Chisholm, Siege Falco have been the 2 big receivers, but Roosevelt is leading the team in yards today through the air. He's really been able to step up and make these huge plays across the middle, getting, he got Atlanta down into the red zone almost on that last drive, and another big catch here.
Two to the left, one to the right for Dynasty. Flag on the play, free play. Hollywood doesn't care. He's going to bowl his way forward anyway, and that gets it to the 41-yard line. And then we'll see what the flag is, likely an offside.
And they may need a head start, and BDG Hollywood says they do. Plows through him, gets the 5 yards he needed anyway. We'll see if they accept this, and they will take the free first down, make it a 1st and 5 instead.
Yeah, 1st and 5 if the penalties accepted. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music's the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Under center. Handoff left side for Hollywood. Spin move is going to get them down after another penalty on the play. Maybe a holding call coming?
Could be a holding, could be a face mask. It looked like it came on the tackle there.
And is indeed a hold. We'll see. It is going to be on Atlanta, so the Revs will accept the penalty. And that will get them to a loss of a few yards.
2 penalties on 2 straight plays there. One from Louisiana, one from Atlanta. And really, this game has had everything except penalties, and now they're adding to it.
Repeat first down, 1st and 15 for Dynasty and Company. Offset eye, handoff, Hollywood left side. He's going to get taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Another TFL for the Revs defense, 2nd and 17. Back to SFL HQ for a game update.
Thank you, Curtis. Mike, is this a toss touchdown?
Yes, Cam. The Willis brothers are really trying to outdo each other here today. Here's Jared telling Grayson, hey, man, whatever you can do, I can do as well. The toss play to the right. Jared Willis scores. Jacksonville's up big in the 3rd quarter.
And Jacksonville just got a pick. Back to Atlanta. Curtis and Ryan on a 3rd and long there.
3rd and long coming in deep. This is going to be 3rd and 12, or 3rd and 17 coming up. And you talk about a toss touchdown, Cam. The toss play really doesn't get a lot of play in the SFL, but in fact it does exist. Crazy bit of events happening in Jacksonville. 24 all here in Atlanta. 3 to the left, 1 to the right in the gun. Bryant Dynasty. Deep over the middle of the field. That one is incomplete into 3 Revs players. Rollerman Hood was in the area. Roosevelt, your intended target. It hits the turf, and 4th down coming for Atlanta.
What a great defensive stand from the Revolution. They had the false start. Luckily, they got the holding. It was kind of all over the place, but then the huge tackle for loss. Luther Gond is an absolute monster on the defensive line. He had 2 sacks today, and on that run, he just plowed through his lineman, got to the backfield. That time, Rollerman Hood jumps the route, gets his hands up, nearly gets the interception. Instead, it's going to be a punt. And maybe you take the punt. You got Mike Quinscrew returning the football. He could maybe do more with that than an interception.
Still might be winded from his 102-yard touchdown return a little while ago, but he's going to get another opportunity here. Kick is up and on the way. This should end up around the 20-yard line. About the 30, actually. Quinscrew immediately taken out. Coverage team who read the riot act on the sideline, I'm sure, absolutely got to him immediately, and it'll get taken down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Revs. Tie ball game after the Quinscrew return. Now they have a chance to take the lead here in the late going with just shy of 8 minutes left in the 4th.
Yeah, huge defensive stand, gets them the ball back in a tie game, and this is their chance to take the lead and take this game.
Close game to start out Sunday's coverage on For the Fans. We welcome those of you in on this Sunday afternoon. This will be a chance over the middle of the field. That one is caught. 1st and 10 between 4 swarm coverage members is Chase Earl with yet another reception added to his totals.
Utah is having a fantastic game today, having to rely on the passing game rather than Reggie Streeter, and he has more than stepped up to the job. He's really driven this team and been able to keep up with the likes of Bryant Dynasty in this high-powered Atlanta offense. He's able to keep that pace and then some.
Split backs formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff through the middle of the field. Not much going on there as Nathan Smith is taken down 21 yards for Nathan Smith as opposed to BDG who has 67. So backup doing his job. He's at least keeping the defense honest, if anything.
Yeah, not a fair comparison, but yeah, he is keeping them honest. You have to still play for the run on defense.
5 wide. Utah. Oh, that's caught. Great catch inside the 40-yard line to the 36, and they're going to call him at the 34. Another one for Chase Earl. Catch number 10 on the day for him.
Play seemed to be the bread and butter of this Revolution offense today. That triple slant, you have the slot guy go underneath, you have twin screw let up a little bit, and there is a perfect window for Chase Earl every single time. That's how they got the first down just a couple plays ago. That's how they got the first down in the red zone earlier, and that's how they got the first down on that play right there.
Atlanta's crowd looking for a reason to get loud. Their defense trying to bend but not break in wake of this Revolution offensive wake-up. Handoff, Nathan Smith through the middle is going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage, a gain of a yard. Not much further than that, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, in Louisiana here, they may be wanting to run the clock out just a little bit. You know, run a play on the ground. You're not going to stop the clock there, and keep it moving, and you got to put a little bit of pressure here on Atlanta, make their offense get a little bit less time to score.
Handoff again, Smith to the outside, has some room to go. He's going to get a couple of yards, make it a 3rd down and 6. That's a manageable 3rd down for this offense, who's been decent on it today, if I'm not mistaken. The third down offense is looking at a huge one here as they try to avoid 4th.
Yeah, 55% on 3rd down, which is better than their season average. So they definitely have been playing above average today on 3rd down.
44% is their normal entering play today. 5 wide for Tommy Utah. Looking to throw it. Plenty of time. Over the middle. That one is going to be caught. 1st and 10 inside the red zone to the 17-yard line.
The bread and butter comes back into play. This time, they run the exact same play they've been running to give that ball to Chase Earl. This time, he changes it up, gives the ball to Twin Screw, and he gets that huge 1st down. And now, they get another set of downs. This clock is at 5 minutes. They're going to have 3 more downs where they can run out that clock just a little bit more, get a little bit closer.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Offset I formation. Looking to throw, or looking to run it, should say, and Smith is going to get taken down behind the line, make it 2nd and 12. Next Sunday on For the Fans, coverage of the Simulation Football League starts at 12:30 Eastern with a Critical East Division tilt. Atlanta, that's this week. Okay. That is good. Okay, so today, and then Baltimore, D.C. later today. Bonus coverage includes Carolina, Jacksonville in a little bit, and London, Portland in the second half. Comes your way today on For the Fans. This will be a throw right side. That one's caught out of bounds at the... No, they didn't say it was a catch. It's out of bounds indeed. Nothing doing for B.E. Robo at the 19-yard line.
Utah really playing his heart out, and if he got that reception, that would have been very impressive. Stepping up in the pocket and making a throw, sidearm on the run, on the sideline, and they're challenging it. They want that play, and if they get it, they're going to be 1st and goal here. That was a very impressive throw. We'll see if he got that foot in.
That's going to be a dangerous time if they do call this a catch. It sets up the Revolution on the doorstep. Oh, okay.
That was close.
That was. So
was that right foot down before the left foot came down out of bounds? We'll
looked
see
like
what they call it.
It was made out of bounds, so nothing doing on the... It is an incomplete pass. Nothing doing. Timeout is charged to the Revolution, which may come back to bite them a little bit later. That's a key moment in this game. Remember that. If things go deep, this is going to be a huge 3rd down play then. Coming up, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, 5 wide for Utah. Look for that bread and butter play. Right side, end zone! Oh, it's picked off in the end zone! Atlanta survives and gets the turnover. This will go back to the 20-yard line.
Go for the big tight end. Garrison Blue has been able to make these plays in the end zone, but this time it was not going to happen. Jack Napier getting his 2nd interception of the game and his 6th interception in 2 games, Curtis. Napier is on a tear right now.
This is a big moment for the Louisiana defense, who's played well most of the day. 1st and 10, Dynasty in the offset I formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end is close. That's Jamal Wooding in the slot. Handoff, BDG Hollywood. He gets taken down immediately. What an open field tackle by Chuck Diesel coming across the left to take his man out.
Yeah, the speed. He was lined up on the right side of the defense, the furthest linebacker from the play. He gets the speed, gets to the outside, and cuts down BDG Hollywood before he can get any more.
3 to the left, 1 to the right for Dynasty. Has the football, looks to throw over the middle. That is going to hit the back of his receiver. Maybe a miscommunication en route. Goes nowhere, and that is going to mean a long 3rd down coming up for the Atlanta offense.
Now, Brian Craven was in the area. I'm not sure if he was able to get a hand on it, if it was a miscommunication or what, but a stop nonetheless for the Revolution.
3rd and long, 3rd and 9 specifically for Atlanta. They are 6 for 12 on the day, less than their season average. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Dynasty throws left side, deep, caught! Oh, it's long! 50, 40, 30. He is going to go to the house. The Swarm have a touchdown, and the crowd goes absolutely bonkers for Atlanta, taking the lead in the late, going for Boo Chisholm.
Louisiana defense, they tried to make a play, they tried to get the interception, but Boo Chisholm burns him. He's just too fast, and Evan Arthur misses the tip, and there is no one that can stop Chisholm all the way to the house. 79 yards, and a huge play to put Atlanta up with less than 4 minutes to go in the 4th.
3 plays, 80 yards for Atlanta on that drive, and it gives them the lead with south of 4 minutes to go in the football game. Somebody in chat earlier said, don't test Evan Arthur. Go anywhere else. They went right at Evan Arthur this time. Oh, this is blocked, the extra point, and that's going to be a ball on the ground, dead ball, 30-24. Atlanta keeps a 6-point advantage on the blocked kick.
That is going to make this game very, very interesting coming down to the line. If Louisiana can come back, score that touchdown, that extra point is going to bite Atlanta in the back if they cannot recover on defense here. That is huge for this game.
Eddie Gage says, my bad, Curtis, I apologize. I wasn't going to call you out, sir. I wasn't going to call you out by name. I was just going to let that linger. From the 3-yard line, Mike Twinscrew going to try to get to the outside left this time. He's going to get taken down at the 26-yard line. So, yes, the Revs do give up the touchdown. However, we then look at a 6-point game where with 3-4 minutes left, they have a chance to move it downfield potentially, and if they do, they have a chance to take a 1-point lead if things go their way and maybe work this clock down to 0 seconds.
Yeah, they can really burn the time off the clock and not give Atlanta any chance to get back in this game.
Under center, I formation. Tommy Utah looks, throws deep over the middle of the field. It's caught and a broken. No, he didn't break the tackle. Down to the 38-yard line. Chase Earl, who has been their go-to all day long, has another long one. He's in double digits.
Nearing the 200 mark today. Chase Earl is having a fantastic game, and Utah to Earl has been the combination today for the Revolution. That's been what has been working so well for them, and the reason why they are in this position to take this game. The offense has been cooking so good today. Earl has been having a fantastic game so far, and they are knocking on the door. They're now in Atlanta territory with just 1 play.
11 receptions, 180 yards unofficially for him. This will be a Nathan Smith run to the left, nothing doing, as he'll get out to the 41, get taken down after a 2-yard loss. Good work by the linebacking core for Atlanta to make that stop. 2nd and 12, and the playbook still open. You'd think maybe they go to the bread and butter here, and they do not. Split backs for Utah.
Yeah, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom.
Oh, fumble on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Louisiana. Keeps the ball. Onto Shine is the one who knocked it out. 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Revolution, and everybody exhale.
Oh, Curtis, this game is going to be crazy. It's coming down to the wire. Tensions are going crazy. I mean, it could turn on a dime at any moment.
Here's the 5-wide set for Utah. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Utah throws. It's a little floater over the right side. It's tipped and incomplete. Nothing doing. 4th down and decision time here for Louisiana. I predict a kick of some kind, probably a punt, try to pin Atlanta deep.
You could try to pin them deep, or maybe go for the long field goal here. It's about 54 yards. Is that
they got the
in
offense
Boudreaux's lane? range.
They've got the offense out 5 wide. Question is, do they call this play 4th and 9? I would assume they would because it'd only be 5 yards. They do call it. 5 wide, 4th down, top right. Oh, it's picked off. Back the other way, and Atlanta picks it off. Another one gone. An opportunity seized for the Atlanta defense. It's Jack Napier, 4 last week, the hat trick this week, 7 interceptions in 2 games.
I mean, who else would bring down that ball but Jack Napier? Absolute ball hawk. It should be in his name. I mean, so impressive. This is a tear unlike I've ever seen in the SFL. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. 7 interceptions in 2 games. He's an absolute monster.
Win probability for Atlanta just went up by a lot. They're in the offset I formation, handoff BDG. We're going to see a steady diet of him, I predict, for these next few plays. 4-yard loss on the tackle for loss from the Revs defense, and that is going to get them a 2nd and long.
And luckily for the Revolution, they have this 2-minute warning coming up that'll stop the clock. They don't need to use a timeout, and if Atlanta snaps this ball, that would play to their advantage even more.
And the 2-minute mark is upon us. 2-minute warning, only 120 seconds left in this game in Atlanta, trying to nail it down. 6-point advantage. We'll be back to the Hive after this quick moment's break. It's the SFL, presented by APM Music on For the Fans. Back inside the Hive, the Atlanta Swarm trying to seal this game away from their own 21-yard line. A game where we've really seen a little bit of everything. This will be a handoff. Hollywood try to run through the middle. A spin move is going to get him those 4 yards back and get him back to 3rd and 8 timeout called by the Revolution. But Ryan, we've seen a blocked extra point. We've seen fumble recovered by the defense, fumble recovered by the offense, a Plinko touchdown at the end of the first half, interceptions galore really by both men, but neither quarterback has played terribly. And Chase Earl with an 11-catch, 174-yard performance with a crazy amount of events in between. Just an unreal game between two division rivals that it looks like Atlanta may be able to seal away. Offset eye handoff. Hollywood, plenty of room. Going to get down about 2 yards shy of the first down. And Louisiana has called their last time out. They're going to get this ball back before the end of the game.
That was a massive stop right there on 3rd down. If BDG is able to get those extra 2 yards, then Atlanta would be able to burn off an extra minute off this clock. So huge stop. That's going to give Louisiana much more time to get this ball down the field.
And give them a chance off the punt. They're going to have to run some no huddle and work the sidelines a bit. We've seen weirder things. Kick is up and gone. Going to get it to about the 30-yard line, 32. Spin move from Twin Screw. Don't let him in the open field. 1st and 10 out to the 41-yard line. Coming up on post-game update, we'll send you the bonus coverage of Carolina, Jacksonville, and then back to SFL Studios, where Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze the early slate and preview the second block of our FTF doubleheader, headlined by a division rival matchup, Baltimore and DC, a rematch of last season's thrilling conclusion to the regular season. It's all coming up on the post-game update. Under center is going to be Utah. This is where we see what him and that team are made of here. Over the middle of the field, that one's going to be caught, but the clock continues to run. 9-yard completion, and they got to move the ball quickly and get into formation.
Yeah, they're back to that bread and butter formation there a little bit.
And that's going to be Utah in trouble. He's going to get taken down. More no huddle coming after the sack. They just completely erased that play from just a minute ago.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big third down. They need to convert this. Keep your drive alive.
Get it to the 49 of Atlanta for a first. Over the left side. That one is entered. No, it's incomplete. Thought it was going to be picked. Not going to happen. And that is going to be a 4th down. But no decision here. Moose Papineau makes the play. 4th down attempt coming up.
Yeah, great play there by Papineau to hit Robo right after he tipped the ball. There's no pass interference, of course. You put him down on the ground. You do not give him a chance to catch that tip, as we've seen him be able to do today.
Each state faithful getting loud. They want to will their team to a stop and get them a 2-game division lead. 5 wide. Utah throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. A diving completion is going to get... No, did he bring that in? He did not. No, it looked like he did. The diving attempt was no good, and that is going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, nearly an amazing catch, but he couldn't quite pull it in. I mean, diving across the middle, it was a great throw, just didn't quite have the hands, a little bit past the receiver. And this could be the nail in the coffin. We'll see if Atlanta comes out in the victory formation. There's not going to be a lot of time for Louisiana if they get this ball back, and Atlanta in the best formation in football.
Yep, that is the victory formation. Atlanta able to seal this game away, pending any real big issues, but that is knee number 1. And they only need, I think, 3 to be able to get this one done. So 58 seconds left. A 30-24 winner for the Atlanta Swarm. They have DC in a week's time. If I'm not mistaken, they go to the nation's capital to play them, and they do. On the other side, it will be the Revolution heading across the pond to London in another divisional matchup. Both of those games, division games, and both of them very, very harsh on the standings, no matter which way they go for either team. As that will be the second to last kneel down we'll see. Or the last kneel down we'll see.
We've seen this game as a divisional matchup. We have a lot of divisional matchups today, and whenever it's interdivision, it's gonna be chaos. There's been just about anything that you could ask for, short of like a safety in this game. I mean, it's been absolute madness, and we are surely in for some madness later on today.
Absolutely. We are done here. The end of the football game is upon us. 30-24 Atlanta over the Revolution. A huge reminder to everybody in the Louisiana area to stay safe. We definitely want to see you next week in the SFL communities, but a good win for the Atlanta Swarm. They have now a 2-game lead right now on the division.
Yeah,
Ryan.
very big win for Atlanta. Getting up to 4-2 in the division is going to be huge for them. Every team in this division, they can't get up to 4-2. The best they can do is 3-3. So Atlanta, after this week, they're always going to have that game lead. And going through the rest of this season, they're going to be above 500 for the next 2 games, no matter what happens. And that really can create such a huge advantage for your team going forward. You set yourself up in a great spot in this division. Everyone's going to be chasing you. And really, this is how Atlanta can return back to that championship form, to that playoff caliber team that we've seen time and time again. And they really just need to step up to it. We've seen that they are able to do it on offense. They have such a well-balanced attack of Bryant Dynasty and those receivers. BDG Hollywood always able to get it done. And the defense. Jack Napier is an absolute ball hawk, making such a huge difference on defense. I mean, single-handedly, really, on defense, turning this game around in Atlanta's favor with those interceptions. And I mean, I think they definitely have the capabilities to go all the way this season. They just need to prove it in this last 6 games of the season.
A crazy amount of events happening in this game, and we are not done yet. That's only the first part of an FTF doubleheader coming your way. A player of the game I would expect would probably be Jack Napier, but on the other side, Chase Earl definitely gave a game-breaking performance and really kept this game close for the Revs, as they do fall short in this game.
Yeah, Napier is a good player to look at for player of the game. BDG Hollywood had 2 touchdowns himself. Boot Chisholm went over 100 yards and a touchdown. There's a couple of really good candidates. I would give it to Napier. Those 3 interceptions really were a huge turning point for this team. It stopped Louisiana in its tracks a couple times. I mean, once they were in the end zone, nearly, getting that score, getting those points. Another time they were nearing that goal line, nearing that field goal, and really making that difference. But they're going to give it to BDG Hollywood for a well-deserved performance.
76 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the way to do it, I suppose. So that is going to finish things here in Atlanta. For Ryan Condill and Cameron Irvine, producer and statisticians Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter, I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye from Atlanta. We now pass it over to Hiccups and Stephen Hacker for their call on Carolina-Jacksonville in bonus coverage.
That was a good job by the gunner to get down there, as both of the punts have been marked down inside the 5-yard line.
South to throw. He's going to gun it over the middle, has his man for first down yardage.
He's been trying to get that one in there all game long. Just finally got that one over the head of the linebacker.
South again will throw, going no huddle. He's going to throw it far sideline, caught, and that's first down yardage again as Carolina continues with the no huddle offense. South again, this time going to swing it out to Logan Jack coming out of the backfield. Good speed. He stays in bounds. And actually, no, they're going to mark him out of bounds there. I guess his forearm hit the near sideline, and that will mark him down as out of bounds and will stop the clock at 2:21. South. Single back is Logan Jack, but he's going to throw, going to sling it out to Jack, and he slides down there to make the reception for a loss on the play as they continue to go no huddle here just before the 2-minute warning. South again going to sling it out to Jack. Jack trying to get his way out of the backfield, but he'll make it out to the 45-yard line. 4th down coming up here as we hit the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. 42-7. It has been all Kings here today. Simulation Football League action presented by APM Music rolls on. And we welcome those of you who are watching the Atlanta Swarm and the Louisiana Revolution. The Swarm come out on top 30-24 in a tightly contested matchup. Eric Vincent alongside Stephen Hacker, Dwayne Schindler, and Justin Reside in the stats truck for this one-sided affair here in Duval County in North Florida, as Carolina is looking to just be respectable here today and just get some points on the board before the end of the ball game.
Yeah, and that was Heath McDaniel's 12th target of this ball game. Really kind of catching fire here late in the second half. Now doubling up his receptions total, in the ball game here late in this 4th quarter, and it's just really been the trusted target of Matt South as this game has dwindled on.
Matt South will throw it over the middle into coverage and incomplete. We've seen that quite a bit here this afternoon. Jacksonville's secondary has been up to the task. Even with the second team in right now, they are still making plays out there and preventing Carolina from moving down the football field.
Yeah, just good job on the practice field all week. Frank Gooden had his team prepared. The Jacksonville coach and owner had his team prepared and had them ready for Carolina. And they came out here at home and dominated. I mean, just really put the work in, and it's showing up here on the field.
1:53 frozen on the clock. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. South will take the snap. He's going to gun it over the middle. He finds Prasad on the crosser. That's going to be a good chunk of 6 yards out to the Jacksonville 43-yard line, going no huddle. South again will throw in a short drop. This time goes near sideline. Tony Zoma with the catch as he scoots down the near sideline. Eventually dragged down at the 20-yard line of Jacksonville, and the Skyhawks will burn their first time out.
And it's interesting to see because you can see the elements of what Carolina was trying to do in this ball game. But I think that Jacksonville's game plan and just the game script of this game really kind of got away from Carolina. But as the game goes on, you've seen some things that Carolina was trying to do in this ball game that maybe could have been effective if the score hadn't have gotten away from them so early on.
.90 seconds frozen on the clock, and unfortunately for Carolina, the game has gone completely on a tilt. They face a large deficit here in the fourth quarter, staring 2-4 in the face here in Week 6 of the Simulation Football League. And a good catch made by Sam Avalis. He's been targeted a couple different times here today, but I think that's his first catch on the afternoon.
Yeah, normally he's kind of a first down guy for Carolina. You'll see him in the middle taking the big hits, but able to secure targets. He's a trusty guy there in the middle. But Carolina here late in the game looking for something new, looking to get the receivers going some way. And Avalis there on the sideline, it makes a nice catch for his quarterback.
Prasad and McDaniel have been the active receivers here in this offense today with 9 and 10 catches respectively. This time they're going to find Prasad in the end zone. Touchdown Carolina. And that'll keep it at least respectable, moving it into a double-digit score.
And with just enough field there, that was the perfect time to call that post route. Just enough room between the linebackers and the safety for Prasad to find a little bit of a soft spot. And Mount South delivers a strike. And that was just a routine play, definitely something that Carolina loves to do. That's bread and butter for them.
10 catches, 77 yards, and 2 touchdown grabs for Prasad here this afternoon, as Whistle Jones comes on to add the extra point. And it is up and through, so the Skyhawks make it a 42-14 advantage in favor of the Kings. And as I mentioned, Carolina looking 2-4 in the face. Jacksonville looking to move upward to 2-4. Going to be a 2-game little mini win streak here for the Kings, as they went on a 4-game slide to start the season off.
And those slides are really tough to overcome, but when you can string together a couple of back-to-back wins, you forget about those losses and you start stringing together wins and you have a different perspective on the season.
Jacksonville able to recover the onside kicks, so they'll be looking to just bleed the rest of the game clock down with 1:20 left to go here in Week 6. As we mentioned, second team offense and defense are out there for Jacksonville. Quarterback is going to be Curtis Young. Little pitch play there. And that's the backup running back, Allen Urban, as he gets a loss of 1 on the play. Carolina burning their second timeout with 1:17 to go. Looking forward to Week 7. Both these teams going to continue on their SFL journey. And Jacksonville will be here at home in Jacksonville against the Tulsa Desperados from Kings Lair. And the Carolina Skyhawks, trying to find them on the schedule here. We'll get to them on the next play. Another handoff there to Urban as Carolina makes the stop. And Brian French, unfortunately, will not return to action here for the Kings as he has been ruled out with a fractured leg. Carolina going to be on the road again, this time up to Buffalo to take on the Queen City Corsairs next week.
Yeah, Queen City, definitely one of those tough teams right now, starting out the season very hot. It'll be a tough matchup for them. Urban gets to carry out left side now, going to get 2 yards, and that'll set up the 4th and 8.
Prasad. 4th and 8. Yeah, Prasad in there with the big stop, and he's been very active on defense. All the linebackers really have, and it's been a bit of a head scratcher, right? You anticipated a back and forth game, much like we saw on For the Fans between Atlanta and Louisiana.
This game is under wraps, 42-14. Jacksonville leading Carolina comfortably, and they are going to improve to 2-4 with their second straight victory. We will be back and with postgame back from SFL Studios after this with Baltimore, D.C. and Portland, London coming up next. And look at that. Carolina blocks the punt right before the commercial break. Jacksonville's still going to win by 28. We'll be right back. Welcome to SFL postgame along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. What a game. Hey, I don't know. I mean, Louisiana's going through a lot today, Mike, but they got to be really proud of their team. Losing Reggie Streeter in the first quarter, they fought, and they put on an impressive performance. Atlanta now has a stranglehold on the division, but an impressive performance. Lived to fight another day.
Huge TD run by BDG late or early in the fourth quarter, rather. And, like I said, Reggie Streeter out, a lot of things going on back at home in Louisiana and Houma, and these guys could have easily, said, hey, this is not our day early on because they were down 14-3, but they hung tough, fought hard, and this was actually a great performance by Louisiana. They just came up a little short, but, man, we can't take anything away from Atlanta. BDG had a couple of touchdown runs, and man, what can we say about Jack Napier? He's the past 2 weeks, he's single-handedly pretty much taken over in one game for Atlanta, man. Three big interceptions again today, and the air traffic control, as they call that secondary back there, they've done their job the past couple weeks.
42-14, Jacksonville defeats Carolina. Your old team, Jacksonville, getting their second win in a row. And how quickly things can change, Mike, in the SFL. 2 weeks ago, the Carolina Skyhawks were in first place in the Atlantic. Now they are in last. It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah, Cam, as you mentioned, Jacksonville, my old team. I know a lot about this squad and what they have to offer over there, and I think, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, man, this team they were getting things together. I mean, when we faced them over in London a couple of weeks ago, I mean, that was a tough, hard-fought game. It ended up being a one-score game, if I remember correctly, and Jacksonville was getting that offense clicking, and they seemed to have righted everything over there, and I think one thing we pointed out a couple weeks ago was that Carolina, a couple of games, they went first place and looked like they were going to finally compete in this division in Atlantic. at the time, Florida, they were kind of, right around 500. But here's the thing. I mean, Jacksonville has another meeting with Florida later in the season. And this division right now are going to be probably kicking themselves and saying, hey, man, we let these guys hang around and we didn't take advantage of them being down when they were, because I had a feeling that they would come back and make some noise in this in the playoff push.
Absolutely. Coming up next, more divisional battles here. Now we go to the north as Baltimore is going to take on D.C., the unbeaten Baltimore Vultures, who are beating people by an average score of 41-16. Let's see what D.C. has to give them. And then coming up in about half an hour, London takes on Portland, a pair of 3-2 teams looking to make their first playoff appearance in the franchise history.
Yeah, Cam, DC, they're at home, and they've struggled the past couple of games, getting anything going offensively and, any consistent drives or scoring any points. But this is not the right team to probably try to, to get right on. But, Baltimore, they've been great to start this season, and even dating back to last season, Cam, Baltimore has won 8 out of the last 9 regular season games. So this is going to be a tough game for DC to try to, get things back going. But it's a division game. If they can pull it off, maybe they can get things turned around and get back to 500. And in the second game, as you mentioned, Portland and London, a huge game for both franchises. Portland, they want to definitely make some noise and make it to the playoffs, as just as well as London. They want to do the same thing. And this game today is going to go a long ways to see who has an upper hand in making a playoff push later in the season.
It should be a great time. We just had a phenomenal game from Atlanta. Let's see if D.C. can hang around and pull an upset. They have pulled plenty in their time, Mike, and it should be a good one. Andy Hamilton's on the call over there at D.C. at Dungeon of Dracari Stadium, and we'll see what goes on in our nation's capital after the break. This has been Sim Football Postgame, presented by APM Music on For the Fans.
For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Just a little over 1 hour separate these two SFL franchises. You can take I-95 north between them or the Baltimore-Washington Parkway as the Baltimore Vultures have made it to Washington, D.C. to take on the D.C. Dragons. Andy Hamilton along with Brett Solberg, Mark Lopez, and Justin Reside are on stats for us on this Sunday spotlight of SFL action. Brett, Baltimore is coming in red hot. What do the Dragons have to do to